Hello! Welcome to Mates Crochet. I am Rachel, and I am still giving myself a little bit of grace after finishing up Christmas presents and that 2024 book blanket that I posted last week. And I'm really not in the mood to make anything, film it, and edit that, and everything that goes with it. So I decided, I actually had this planned, little cushion. We're doing a craft room tour today. Yeah, real exciting. I know. Okay, but stay with me or don't, whatever. It's your business. But this is all you see right here all the time. Most of the time. I have moved the camera a couple of times while I was sewing. I think I moved it to right here. It wasn't great. But anyway, so quick backstory on this space. We moved into this house 7.5 years ago. We bought it from the original owners. At the time, the house was coming up on 40 years, so it's around 45 years old now. This room, when we bought the house, was like a den, a family den. It was the room where the TV was. On the other side of this wall, right here, is the living room. There was no TV. It was just very formal sitting. He was like a bigwig at the university here, and I think they had people over a lot and just had a lot of seating and social space. And then they had the den with the TV in here with the glass door because their teenage granddaughter could have friends over and have privacy, but not really have privacy at the same time. So when we moved in, we turned this into our girls' playroom. And there were times where it was terrifying to even look through the door to see the mess that this room was, but nobody got hurt, so there was that. So when this was the girls' playroom, I actually did all my crafting stuff downstairs in the basement. We have a fully finished basement, but in 2021, when the girls had pretty much outgrown this space, the youngest one, she took like half the toys and started keeping them in her room. Our oldest was almost 13, and my husband's like, okay, I want to redo the basement entirely. And if you saw one of my Christmas videos, the one with the bowl cozies, you saw the fish tank, and that is why he gutted that basement, was for that fish tank. So then I got kicked out of the basement, not technically kicked out, but this became my space. And it took some cleaning after being a playroom for like 4 years at that point, but I definitely feel like I've made it my own, and it is where I spend a majority of my time. So without further ado, let's switch up some perspectives. So let's start over here at the door, right here. That's outside. It is very cold and cloudy and sad, and I would like a little bit of sunshine and just a tiny bit of warmth. I'm talking 40s. I just need the 40s to melt all the stupid snow that we've had for like the last 3 weeks. But let's flip it around and I'll show you the rest of the room. Well, that's it. Not very exciting. Okay, this was a short video. Hello. Okay, no, for real. So over here is, I guess, my setup. First and foremost, no ceiling light. None at all. I guess they thought it would be too problematic with the TV being in here. I don't really know. But this is my table desk. It is a standing desk. It goes up and down because I just got it after the bout of sciatica at Thanksgiving. So here's my ring light. I do not have a portable camera. That is a Logitech Brio 4K webcam that I use to film everything. And then my laptop and some projects I'm working on right now. Hopefully they'll be in a future video. And then just my little pencil case full of my favorite stuff and just things that I find an absolute necessity. My new microphone, extra lights, because again, I do not have a ceiling light. So under here, mess of cords, just so many cords, but that's how it goes sometimes. And over there's my front door. Right there's my front door. So if someone comes up to my house, they see all this weird stuff I've put in the windowsill. Either I've made or I've bought, and I really like. This is kind of my sewing corner a little bit. Down there is my sewing machine and cutting boards, all of my thread. Almost everything in here has to do with clothing, sort of. I think there's still quite a bit of resin stuff in there that I haven't moved. So this black wall, if you're curious, is a chalkboard wall. We did paint it with the chalkboard paint when we moved in so the girls could play on it. Mistakes were made. It caused such a mess. It took me forever to clean it, and the floor and the baseboard and everything around it when they finally gave up this space as a craft or as a playroom. That is a diamond painting that my youngest and I did together, kind of. She wanted it. I'm like, cool, we'll do it together. She's like, okay. And she did like 1 or 2 hearts and then walked away. So I had to finish it. Anyway, I don't do a lot of sewing. I have a lot of sewing stuff, but I don't do a lot of sewing because I don't really like it that much. I like the concept. I like the idea. There's just too much involved that I'm just not patient enough for. So I'm gonna sit in my chair for a minute. Down here are some ottomans. They are storage. They are full of yarn, absolutely. When I had my old crafting table, I had a longer ottoman under it that used to be in the basement to go with the sofa, but got moved up here because it doesn't go with everything down there. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But then when I started filming stuff, the tripod got in the way of that. So I had to get rid of that one. It was all scratched up anyway from the cat. And I got these two smaller ones. So I could angle them underneath. Well, putting my legs up there probably absolutely contributed to the sciatica I had. So now they're over on the side, so I won't be tempted to kick my feet up and put strain on my hamstring and sciatic nerve on my left side, which is where I have the problem. And of course, space heater, because it gets freaking cold in here in winter. That's why the cat is almost never in here in winter, because it's just too damn cold. Can't blame him. That's my chair. That's my comfy recliner. I have not sat in it in a very, very long time because I don't think it's very conducive to filming. This is Shelly the snail. Yep, she's cute. And a donut pillow. I was just trying to get rid of this pink sprinkle. Trying to get rid of this pink sprinkle. I'd already used it for like 3 projects and I had just enough left. I'm like, make a donut, but it's kind of a giant donut pillow. It's like someone who doesn't know how to make donuts. Me. And then my boppy, because it's wonderful, so I don't have to bend over projects too much. And then the book blanket, because I still have no clue what to do with it. And then more blankets over here to protect the chair, because it's a really nice, expensive chair. I like how rounded it is. You see that? How it rounds. I really love that when I found it at the store. So over here is my TV. I cannot tell you the last time I turned it on. I have no clue. My Fire Stick probably needs like 8 billion updates for all the apps on it. That's okay, whatever. And let me flip the camera around. And here is a bunch of retro gaming. That is my original Nintendo 64 with Zelda Ocarina of Time. Unfortunately, you can play it, but it doesn't save the game anymore because there was some kind of battery on the inside that they used. I don't know. We've tried fixing it. We have not been able to do that. So you can play it, but only if you can win it in like one sitting, because it is not going to save your progress. And then all of these others, like the Atari and the Sega and the Nintendo and Super Nintendo, they're the newer ones that have just a bunch of games saved on there, but they're not like new models. You don't buy cartridges for them. They just have like a small amount of games saved on there, some of the classics. So we've had those for a few years, and now they're all in here. And there's also a Blu-ray player. Again, I don't know the last time I turned this on. And that's a sound bar. And a buttload of remotes. More than anything, this is a space for the cat to jump up under and look outside and watch birds in the morning. That is about it. So this stack of cubbies right here, I did not have stacked before November when I had to rearrange things with the new desk. And they were actually right here where these cubbies are. But my old crafting table had not exactly shelves, but it had space to keep extra books and stuff. And then I didn't have any of that. So now I have these cubbies mainly for books and then just a little extra storage. And it's literally nothing terribly exciting. That is an old BB-8 Lego set that I am going to get done one of these days and display probably out in the living room with all of our other silly stuff. Yarn bowl, Fred the Dinosaur from the Woobles video and Woobles kit. This is a bunch of random stuff. Microfiber towel to wipe down literally everything. This I made from scrap yarn. It covers up my keyboard on my laptop whenever I'm eating at my table, which I do all the time. Of course, I have pets, so I have lint roller, just a bunch of random stuff. Baby wipes make great use everywhere, I've noticed. I think this is just extra yarn. Oh yeah, look, a bunch of yarn. Okay. And then books, and then my yarn winders, large and regular. Oh, and then a friend's kit. I'm gonna do that one of these days. One of these days. And then just some books and notebooks, my tablet, some earbuds. Hey, look, more yarn. To nobody's surprise. Always important trash can and a bunny slipper. Yes, I'm wearing bunny slippers. And then I've got some diamond paintings back here and a rainbow that I got from Target, a wooden wall hanging that I would like to paint one of these days and get up. Again, 8 billion cords. That's life. And then this is the original lamp we put in here for the girls, and I just kept it myself. And then on top, almost all this stuff used to sit on top of my crafting table. Unfortunately, when I switched out the crafting table and the desk, I could not find a standing desk that was wide like the crafting table. So I missed the width of that, but I do like the adjustability in height. I'm very much liking that. So one of the dinosaurs from my dinosaur video, move him out of the way, some pottery I've painted at our local art shop. This one just holds pens, and then this one is just stitch markers, and then like all the crochet hooks. Like if you haven't been able to find a crochet hook in my area, it's because I bought them all. There's more in here too. So scissors, some charging blocks, headphones, earbuds. I don't even know what they are, 2 or 4. I mean, they're Bluetooth. I think they pair with my computer. I try to keep stuff separated. Cute little cat moon I made. I have no idea what to do with it. This my friends brought back from, well, Niagara Falls for me. And it's supposed to be a refrigerator magnet, but I find it soothing to just play with. Candy from my stocking. Oh, you fell over. And then I got this at a antique store. It's actually like a cigar box made into a purse and then beaded on the outside. Very cute. And then down here we just have some extra random stuff. That one on top is the overhead mount for the camera. Whenever I was doing the book blanket, it comes with a little ring light. There's also an extra tripod and some extra lights down there that I used to use. And I got this bigger ring light. I don't know. I've kind of gone back and forth because I do not like the reflection of my glasses in the ring light. Giant TV, pet beds, because pets are almost always in here with me, though I did have to lock them out because if Libby were in here, she would just be licking herself the whole time. And then what you always see in the background, this gigantic bag of polyfill for stuffed things. And here are some canvases that I started and have not finished. I had intended to put them in my bedroom. Haven't made it yet. And then my dress form, which I use more for just taking pictures of things I've made. And then Baby Ghost Face, which I got at Spirit Halloween this last Halloween, and I was not gonna put him up. He was definitely coming in here. And then Baby Mothman that Brad got me for Christmas. More storage, but this is more like little random things. These are all the eyes and noses for crafting dolls and stuffies. Some wire and pipe cleaners, very large hooks that I almost ever use. Wire cutters, ponytail holders. These I was going to use to make clothes, like skirts and pants and stuff for my doll Clementine. Little buttons, just little things mainly for dolls. And then in here, oh, more equipment-y type stuff. It's really hard to get open. So this is like half coloring stuff and half embroidery thread. And a giant box of googly eyes that I don't think I have ever used. Cool. And then in here is some felt. This is really random. I've got some like colored tape, and this really is like the junk drawer of stuff. I've got some colored tape. These are some Tunisian crochet hooks that I've never used. I have some felt, more pipe cleaners, pom-poms. I think there's some jingle bells in there. There's all kinds of junk. And then in here, diamond painting and a bunch of stuff left over from that one time I tried wood burning. Yeah. Okay, great. And now for the magical cubbies that sit behind me in every single video, just about. Okay, so this whole system I got from Amazon whenever I was getting this space years ago and snapped them all together. They're not 100%. They're not even. Some of the doors don't close even when they're not full, but that's freaking life. So this side is all acrylic. There might be a little bit of cotton in there, but it's all acrylic. And so it is Roy G. Bived with monochrome, neutrals, and then red through purple. And this green that's sitting out right here, I have tons of it. I am making a sweater with it now because it was 2 of the 1 pound Karen skeins in like Kelly green, and I just got to get rid of it. It was taking up too much space in there. So yeah, it's a mess, but it's my mess. This is a bunch of random, mainly thicker yarns, as you can tell, mostly blanket and velvet yarns. But I do have some other offshoots of skinnier stuff in there as well. Here is a 40 pin centro and a 22 pin centro. And whenever I do feel like loom knitting, I have 3 different flex looms that snap together in 3 different sizes, and a bunch of other random stuff. Oil for my sewing machine, or these. This is like fabric softener and water that I've used to try to block certain things. And for everybody telling me to use more weight on the flat panel knitting machine, I ordered more weights, okay? I'm just gonna keep them in here for now because I don't know what else to do with them. And then this is just a couple of extra cubbies that have unfinished projects in them. Started that a long ass time ago. Don't know if I'll ever finish it. And then these 3 cubbies right here are just full of yarn that I have multiple skeins of, or they're the same type, and I planned like I have one of each of these, but they're all gonna go in like the same project, like a sweater or something. So yeah, that's what these 3 cubbies are all about. Excess. Overindulgence is what it is. This is all the crochet thread. I used a lot of this for the 2024 blanket. I'm done with it. I hate it so much. And then this was all like variegated colors, or these like little random things I've bought here and there. And then this was all cotton stuff I used for some Halloween projects, and now I still have this whole huge thing of it. I need to make something with that. I'm thinking maybe like a little scrap vest or something, cotton scrap vest for summer. And this is more cotton and the leftovers of that one Woobles kit I bought. I cleaned this out pretty well recently. What is that? Oh wait, I know what that is. Okay, and these 4 are just fabric. Whole mess, just mess of fabric. I don't know how long most of it's been here. I bought this in Singapore almost 6 years ago. I was gonna come back and make really cute swimsuits, and I never did. So I'm really bad. I'm just as bad about buying fabric, but even worse so because I almost never sew. And then this bottom one is paint stuff. Yeah, this is all paints. And this is like Mod Podge and glue and things like that. Oh yeah, I was gonna make this for Brad at some point. I was gonna paint that, maybe for his birthday. So that's the inside of all the cubbies. I did want to leave the middle ones empty when I put it together because for display and in easy access when I am working on something, or will be working on something, or in between things. Anyway, so as you can see, I will be working on this. I will be making a sweater out of all this leftover pastel yarn I used to make my niece's blanket last year. Again, the green is going to be made into a sweater. It's actually what's on my table right now, part of it. These Karen Colorama Halo skeins I have, or cakes. I have 6, 7. I'm gonna do the 6-day star blanket with those one of these days. And then this is another blanket that will be talked about next week. Stay tuned. And then this notebook down here, I used to keep it under my crafting table, but then I had to get the cubbies, so I got rid of the crafting table, and I could not fit this in the cubbies, like as a shelf. So it is just printouts of tons and tons and tons of patterns that I have bought over the years. And I printed them out because even though I have emailed them to keep them accessible online for myself, sometimes like if I'm at dance and I just have my phone, but I like want to watch something on my phone or listen to something, it's hard to switch between the digital pattern and what I'm doing, what else I'm doing. So I just started printing them off and keeping them in that notebook for easier access when I need it. So then we come back around to the beginning of the room, and all that's really left is a few things over here. And a few more cubbies here, really random stuff. Here's all the clothes I've made for Clementine. Ooh, right there. My glue gun and some other random stuff and some Sharpies. Again, totally random junk drawers. Some pencils, a broken pottery turtle that I was supposed to fix for my youngest and forgot. Whoops, I don't know if she even still remembers. Some tape, of course. Paintbrushes, stencils, and like iron-on things. And more stencils and some inky stuff. Here's my LK150 flat panel knitting machine that has gotten me lots of attention on this platform. Well, not tons, but like 4.7 thousand views is a lot for me. And then we have this mirror. It used to be on the back of our bathroom door, but like the last clip that was doing anything to hold it up broke, and I barely caught it from smashing on the floor. And I decided it would do me good in here because sometimes I am making stuff and I want to try it on, but I don't want to go find a mirror somewhere else in the house. So here we have one. We already have another full-length mirror in there, so it's fine. And then my step stool that I just got Also when I got the table and everything, because I used to just get up in my swivel chair to reach stuff at the top of the cubbies, and I thought maybe that wasn't so safe anymore. And the top of the cubbies is my 48 pin Centro machine, and then a wreath for every month. So here's 11 because January's is on the front door currently. Yes. There's a meme that I actually crocheted because like 4 people sent it to me in one afternoon 4 years ago. And that's a painting I did several years ago at a paint and sip night. That was to support the competition team for our dance studio. My Girls Don't Dance competition, but I thought I'd go support, and I'd never done a paint and sip night. And then it was one of the girls on competition team who was like a sophomore at the time, and a bunch of her friends, and then a couple of other of the former dancers who had become teachers who were maybe 21 years old, and then me. It was not what I wanted. It was not what I expected. Yeah. I thought maybe like other parents would be there from the competition team to help support, or at least people they knew, and it was like me and a bunch of children. So there was no sipping, just some pretty bad painting. Anyway, it's an apron that Brad got me in San Diego a few years ago that I wear whenever I do painting or resin work. And then my curtain that I can close for privacy, especially when I'm working on Christmas presents. Yes, I absolutely rigged it. It's not great, but it's what I have. And then that our youngest made a couple of years ago, one for me and one for Brad that he put in his office. She just came in and was like, hey, can I look through all your stuff? And I'm like, yeah, sure. She took a bunch of it and just strung it all up together. And yeah, that was my Christmas present. And now it's above my door. And it's kind of hard to see, but behind my chair, I keep a bunch of bags for when I need to run around and carry projects with me. Just bags, but they're all black, so they're all hard to see. And then that's for a laptop table, and that's my laptop bag over there. And then when I sit in the chair, the dog gets her own little blanket to help protect the chair. Keep it nice. So that is an Avengers quilt, scrap Avengers quilt, because I have the main Avengers quilt on my bed that I sleep with every night. And so I made the dog, who is now over there, I made her a little one. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was kind of lazy, but I have had this plan for a little while because I knew I wasn't going to be in the mood to do anything. And sometimes it's really interesting to see what's, you know, on the other side of the camera or down in the corners where nobody else gets to look other than me at my mess. But actually, I'm doing better. I'm not as bad as I was back in the days of the dark basement. That was absolute chaos. It was just bags upon bags upon bags of loose yarn or other crafting supplies everywhere. Very little organization. So anyway, we've come a long way, baby. That's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube things, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!